Good morning and happy Thursday. It is August the 31st. We are rolling. We have been rolling. Once again, we left when it was pitch black. Our little hamlet, our little oasis of a rest area. It was a very pretty little rest area. So had a nice long break, which is nice. I think I took about 12 hours. And the nice thing is you can do that if you have a day that's full of driving where you really burn your clock and you burn your 11. Then you can take a little bit of a longer break to stay on your schedule. So now that my schedule has been righted to where I can start early in the morning, which is my very strong preference. I like to start when it's dark, and that way I can shut down early in the day when there is plenty of parking still available, and a snowball's chance in hell of getting a shower if I decide to stop at a truck stop. So anyway, we are in the Bloomington Normal area at the moment. We're on I-74 West, and we are making our way slowly but surely on a diagonal through the state of Illinois up towards Iowa. We'll be hitting I-80 right around the Quad Cities and taking I-80 out west until, I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's the Des Moines area, I think. Yeah, Des Moines area where you pick up 380, and 380 goes up north, and that'll go up north to Shell Rock, Iowa, to our Menards distribution center up there, and we will deliver this load and see what we got going next out of there. And yeah, so we're just starting our day. The sun just came up. It is 6:26 in the morning, and more to come. Always love this descent into Peoria. Very cool. Oh, and it's nice the way the the sunrise is hitting it today. That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's a pretty big drop when you come here from the east heading west, and just got to pay attention here and just make sure I'm not over speeding the crap out of this hill, because it's very easy to do. It's a steep downgrade here, but yeah, Peoria is a cool town. I don't know, it's kind of a bit of a Rust Belt kind of town. It had its heyday, and then it kind of fell into kind of a little bit of a disrepair, and then it has been getting a little bit of a resurgence. There's a lot of university stuff that is centered here in Peoria, a lot of different Illinois universities, and a lot of medical schools actually here. And Caterpillar, of course, being their largest employer, I believe. I'm not 100%, but Caterpillar World Headquarters was at least in Peoria. I don't know if it still is. I think I remember hearing something about them doing some sort of a shuffle, but I'm not sure about that. But even if their technical headquarters isn't still here, Peoria has, is a gigantic, they have a gigantic presence here. Lots of stuff for Caterpillar here. But yeah, really cool town, river town. I'm trying to remember what river this is. I think it's the Fox River. I'll have to correct it when I do the editing if I'm wrong. It could, well, maybe it's the Illinois River. No, I think it's the Fox. I think it's the Fox River. Again, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've been through here, and I always look forward to this drive on I-74. Sometimes the GPSs tell you to take the 474 bypass, and I don't know, I like coming through the actual city because it's not a big deal traffic-wise, and it's just so cool when you come over this iron bridge. And got the cameras rolling now, so hopefully grab some cool imagery from this. But it's really picturesque, really cool old river town. And it's having a little bit of a resurgence with all of these universities planting all of their schools and locations here. And so that's really nice to see. I think it's a really cool town, and really interesting. A lot of old architecture and stuff in here. So very picturesque, very cool town. But yeah, so now we're heading into the downtown, the Metroplex, the bustling downtown of Peoria, which I'm sure for some folks that live in the country and never see any population outside of their small town, this probably does seem like the big city when they come, you know, and it's probably all overwhelming. But for a native Chicagoan like myself, this is like a quaint suburb. So this, you know, it's not a city in my book. I mean, technically it is a city, but when I think city, I think Chicago, New York, LA, Atlanta. Yeah, those are cities. Those are like cities. But anyway, I digress. Collision warning with what? Oh, the truck is scared of shadows again. I swear. Anyway, that was it. That was the major metropolitan downtown of Peoria. Again, not the biggest city in the world, but it sure is pretty. And very, very nice area. I like Peoria. Well, we did our little drop and hook in Shell Rock, Iowa, and that went just fine. Pulled in, dropped, hooked, left. Beautiful thing. Super efficient. I love the way Menards does stuff, but I did have to burn my 30-minute break because I hadn't done that yet. I've been driving. So we got rid of the 30-minute break just in time, and we are now on US 14, heading west-ish, heading kind of north and west, on our way to Mankato, Minnesota, where we will be delivering this load I have attached now, this loaded trailer. We're going to have a live offload at the Menards store in Mankato. And then after that, we have to go up towards Montgomery, Minnesota, to a place I was at one time before. They make some sort of fasteners of some sort. Interesting place though, because it's in a very small town, and you have to drive through like what should be residential streets to get to this warehouse, so it's kind of funky, but I've been there before, so I know the drill, and I know where to turn and where not to turn to avoid trouble, so that should be fine. We're not going to get there today because I only have 2 hours and 24 minutes left on my clock. We're about 20 minutes away from the Menards, so that'll leave me with 2 hours on my clock when we get there. It'll take them a half an hour to maybe an hour at the most to offload the trailer, and then from there I'll just head kind of in that general direction of the next pickup and find a place while they're offloading me. I gotta look on the satellite, see where a good place to park is. So that's the one thing. We're out here in agriculture land. There is nothing but farm fields as far as the eye can see once you're out in this way. So as far as parking for trucks, it's rather limited, unless you really, know some places, some little hiding spots, some lots somewhere, which I don't at this point. So, ooh, look at that train. That's a lot of cars. I love trains. Trains are cool. But those black tanker cars, those always kind of concern me. What kind of liquid is in those things? Could be some scary stuff in those. Anyhow, sorry, squirrel. Off I go again. But yeah, that'll conclude a very long day of driving, a very good day of driving. It's been a good, uneventful trip and good weather, and so that's all good. So we will probably shut it down somewhere right after this delivery. Alright, well, we are offloaded at the Menards store in Mankato, Minnesota, and got an hour or so left on my drive clock, and finding parking in the Mankato area is a major pain in the ass. There is none. And there's a giant Walmart distribution center here in Mankato, which brings in a boatload of trucks. And of course, because big companies like Walmart are not obligated to do any sort of provisions for all of the trucks that they bring in and out of an area where they're located. They don't. So there's nowhere for all those trucks to go except for a couple few mom and pop truck stops that are full by 2 in the afternoon. So yeah, the friendly folks here at the Menards, I asked the guys if they wouldn't mind if I took a far-reaching corner of their lot and shut down for the evening, and they were like, hey, absolutely, no problem, you know, just wedge yourself in there somewhere, you're fine, no problem. So once again, the folks at Menards, just as good as they get. So very appreciative of that, because otherwise I'd be chasing around for the next hour and probably not able to find much other than the side of a road somewhere. So at least I have a nice little cozy spot here under the trees, and I am going to shut down and call it a day because I am bushed. So more tomorrow.